Dig That. I see a lot of people talking about Dig That at the moment.
Yeah, man.
The unfortunate thing about Dig That is like, you know what I've always thought, even though there's a part of that hasn't always been my thing, there's a few of those rappers, within that I've always gravitated to. Dig That being one of them.
Yeah.
I think his cadence is cold. I've always thought that he's just had that, he's got that extra thing about him. Do you get what I'm saying? He's not one of the rest.
No.
He's on a different type of thing. But yeah, he's found himself in another situation. It's unfortunate because you know what? He spent a lot of his life in jail, you know.
100%. And he came out, he was almost like a star straight away.
Straight away, bro.
Like it was just written for him to do this, you know I'm coming from. So it's the only thing that is sad is that he had the opportunity to change his life around and he done so well. And then an unfortunate situation has happened. I don't know the details about it, so I ain't here to tell anyone they're right wrong or what have you. But it's just sad, isn't it? Because he's cold, fam. I think that is cold, bro.
I think the story was someone tried to take his chain or did take his chain or whatever, and they are trying to attach him to, because I'm saying trying because I don't know whether he did or not, but attach him to a shooting that happened with some youth in Ladbroke Grove and whatever. Yeah,
I'll tell you what though. Sorry, just go back up to that photo. Nah, I don't want no problems with that guy.
No. Wait, what's his heritage? Is he Jamaican?
I'm not sure, you know. I'm actually not sure.
His name is
Tokosi. That's not a Jamaican type
That's
surname.
not a carrier name.
But yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, man, like, you know what the thing is on that is, you see when certain things are, most people won't understand it because they're not a part of it. So naturally, people will have their opinions on it, of course, yeah. But I think when you spend a lot of time in jail and you're around things that are just deeper than you, you can change your life very quickly within music. But if the surroundings and that don't change, then you can easily be drawn back into a situation like that. And I just don't think that, like, by the way, this is not me trying to like give him loads of grace or anything like that. I'm just like, I can understand how somebody is in a certain type of environment, in a certain type of mix-up already, yeah. He's come out of jail, made a couple of rhythms, yeah. But yeah, just because you made a couple of rhythms and you've got a little bit of money doesn't mean that you can afford to just be detaching yourself from everything. And not everyone's going to do that anyway. Because you got family, friends, you got your community that you are around. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now it's like you're almost in a little bit of a trap because you've hit a certain level of notoriety. You're even more of a target now.
Yeah, 100.
So whoever isn't up to you, you are more of a target. On a good day, anyone can just walk around with their watch and get their watch taken from them. Yeah. On a good day, anyone can get their chain taken away from them. Yeah. But if you are him, and you are in a certain environment, trust me, man, are coming for you, bro. Do you know what I mean?
And do you know what, Chuckie? By no means, I don't believe you look like you're giving anybody any grace. I think one thing that needs to be understood, and it's happened for years anyway, fam, is people live by different codes.
Yeah.
We all live by different codes, and some of the codes that we live by, sometimes it's not even like voluntary, it's involuntarily that we're now part of this type of code that we're living by, purely from family members, where we've grown up. We're not playing Sims, bro. Like, people just arrive on Earth and whatever's going on is going on. And you're also part of a culture where yesterday matters, good or bad. We look at our history in positive ways and try to make it something that will motivate us to do something better tomorrow. And the same way we look at it negatively and say, yo, you done something to me, you have to pay. Now, other cultures, no disrespect, can't look at yesterday and have a sense of pride. So their thing is always moving forward. Yeah. Which means they never focus on yesterday. So when you meet someone that focuses on yesterday, good or bad, I do think it's very alien to them. Such as, you've got a new record deal, why can't you just look forward? No, because yesterday means something, my guy. We can't just detach ourselves from yesterday within our culture.
It takes time.
It does take time. And you know one thing? People think finance speeds up the process.
No,
finance does not speed up the process up here.
No.
It may alleviate the problems financially, but the process up here and the process out here is still going to go to, you know, the way it's going to go.
Yeah.
So I have a little bit more sympathy and understanding for everybody involved. I just wish it could have gone a different way.
100%. My takeaway is that like, I just always hope that there are, because this is going to be a thing that is going to go on till the end of time. That's just the reality.
100%, bro.
But I always just hope that like there are one or two or a couple or a few people that are in and around that, and they look at this and say, you know what, let me just try and take some extra steps for me to not be in this situation. Yeah. That's all I ever hope for. Do you know what I'm saying? How will you decide to do that is how you decide to do that. You know, sometimes some people are going to try things, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to take yourself out of the environment. You're going to get your record deal, get money, whatever, get some notoriety. You're going to take yourself out of that environment. But your trauma is still going to lead you into doing a whole bunch of Do you know what?
That's true.
Do you know what is mad, yeah? This is a bit different. But I hope you understand what I mean when I use this as an example, yeah? One of my favorite YouTube channels at one point was Soft White Underbelly. I talked about it on the pod. Mm-hmm. It's this guy, he basically interviews people on Skid Row and whatever, yeah? Mm-hmm. And Skid Row is in LA. It is like one of the like poorest places. If you go down there, it's mad.
It's mad.
You know, I am a daring person. I've got this weird thing in me where like I like to just be where normal people are at certain points, yeah? So I will seek to do that. And I heard about Skid Row. I went down there, and that was one of the first times in my life where I said, I think I'm making a mistake. I shouldn't be down here, especially on my ones, yeah? Anyway, cut a long story short, he had a woman that he interviewed, yeah? She was a prostitute. And he was talking to her, and she was talking about her life and like she'd been through all of this traumatic stuff, just opening up to him or whatever, yeah? And I think the audience saw this and like really sympathized with her as well. So this episode did extra well. So she got a high level of notoriety, yeah? Then they were doing GoFundMes and all this type of stuff. So what he decided to do was, he was helping her. He was like, cool, there's like, people have been donating money. I'm going to take you out of this scenario with your baby so that you can get your life straight or whatever. He did something really nice for her. Anyway, he had her back on the next time, and she was sitting with this guy. Yeah, this brother who obviously was a pimp or whatnot. And then he was getting her to explain like what has been happening recently. Because he was then saying like, this is what I've been doing with the money. This is how I've been helping you or whatever, yeah. And so what had transpired was that he moved her out. But then like, he noticed that something was off. She kept hitting him for money and hitting him for this, that and whatever. So anyway, one day he went to the yard and realized that the pimp was there. And that like, from this area that he'd moved her out in, she was then still doing X, Y, and Z and whatnot, yeah? Oh. And what I took from that is that, yes, you can sit and you can come from this, and someone can turn around and give you an opportunity and say, yeah, place them over here and be like, now get your life straight and whatnot. But if you haven't dealt with the traumas in a deep, deep way, it's the elastic band, bro. Somehow it's just going to come straight back like that. Do you get what I'm saying? And I know that a lot of people would have looked at that scenario and would have said, fuck, like we donated X amount of money and moved you out of the thing or whatever. But sometimes it just takes a lot more than that. And you know what? Sometimes you do it and you just make mistakes as well, though, because it's your default. A part of that is your default. You got to change the default. And the current climate that we're in right now, politically and everything, it's like, it's very difficult, man. These scenarios are gonna just happen over and over and over again until there are other methods in being able to help them, especially when they are in moments where they are transitioning and being able to change their life a bit. So again, this is not me giving grace. This is just me having an understanding of how these type of things do happen. And as I said, my last takeaway on it is that I just hope that certain youths look at this and say, boy, you know what, yeah, this thing is mad. And if I have an opportunity to change my life, I'm going to maybe use this as an example to just do my best to try not to get drawn out. And if it's just one or two, yeah, it's more than enough. You get what I'm saying?
I just think most importantly, there are in any one walk of life you take,
Better than none, anyway.
exactly, definitely better than none. In any walk of life you take, whether it be the roads, whether it be straight and narrow, whether you want to be a bin man, whatever you want to do, there will be moments where you have to make a sacrifice to elevate. And your principles don't have to be affected.
No,
you can be a good person and make a sacrifice to elevate. It can be a woman that you're seeing. That's the reasons why you're spending too much money, or you don't feel as happy as you should be, or whatever it is. And it's not necessarily her fault. It's the circumstances that you've got yourself in. You have to make a sacrifice there in order for you to elevate. And that's all I would encourage loads of people to do, especially some of the younger people getting into this industry and so on and so forth. Keep your principles about you, keep your wits about you, but you're going to have to make a sacrifice somewhere. Facts. And I would sacrifice the things that have been affecting you and you know moving forward could possibly be a problem. Yeah. Don't try and make the sacrifice when the problem hits. Try preempt what the problem could be and say, do you know what? Let me ease my way when there's opportunities to out of the situation as quick as I can, because I see in the future this could be a problem.
Yeah. Do you know what type of person I like as well? And I know a couple of these type of people where they're like, you know what? I'm going to stand over here. And I'm not standing over here because I'm a pussy. I'm standing over here because I know what I'm like. I know that if I'm triggered in a certain way, I know what I'm going to do. So for that, I'm going to just stand over here.
And there's also other reasons for standing over there as well. I don't want to make it too black and white. And obviously, I'm not suggesting that Chuckie was, but...
No.
Because I'm a man that just don't like stress, you know. I mean, I like noise, you know.
Yeah, facts.
I can't deal with it. I'm just like arguing unless it's principle-led. But you see some Egypt business... Even when it's my friends, I just walk away. I can't be asked for this. What are we arguing about?
I got a question for you, actually. Do you think that some of them see it as stress?
No. They're so stressed. Stress is now normal to them.
Normal.
And I'm trying to say to people, I say to everybody, if you can go Jamaica and see people in the worst circumstances smiling, it doesn't mean you should smile, but it should let you know that's a possibility.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're in another country. They're a human being. And they're a product of their environment, and they're not allowing it to get to them. You, on the other hand, we're growing a lack of appreciation because we live in London, so everything's fast-paced. So we don't care about yesterday. Everyone just cares about tomorrow. And I'm like, we have to, at some point, care about yesterday, but to the point of trying to progress it so tomorrow we're in a better space. I'm not saying to man them in the hood, run away from the hood. By no means, no. Because there are other examples of people that stay there and are not dead, are not in jail, and have progressed out safely. I'm saying to you, find your path, whatever that is. But please, when that moment comes where you have to make sacrifice, make the sacrifice, man.
I like it when I see people, when it looks like they have they're fortunate enough to anyway find themselves in a position where they start they're open to the world.
What do you mean? Give me an example.
And then they start so someone might put them onto a certain restaurant, then they're like, oh, what? This food
I love
exists.
that.
You get what I'm saying?
I love
that. They go to a certain country and they're like, rah, is this what's going on? And they start taking part in what's going on or whatever else. Because they're not used to seeing any of that. Where they come from is just pain.
Brother, listen, my brother Chairman, shout out Chairman. Got a little spot that I go over and chill out with the man them sometimes. There's one brother that's just come. He knows I've traveled the world. He starts telling me about he's traveling to another country to see a girl and all of these types of... If you see how happy he is to share this information about how he's met this other family and how he had to integrate himself in the family, and he's talking about a whole new culture, that has just changed his mind about everything. He's now open to talking to new people because he was placed in circumstances where he had to do it.
Yeah.
But he's from the hood, so he don't even want to chat to nobody. But now he's realizing, it's not about not chatting to nobody. It's about not chatting to the right people. Do you know what I'm saying? The wrong people are the wrong people, but for them business, who's the right people we can chat to? So I love that. Be open to new experiences, man.
How far have you travelled to go and see a girl?
Where now, Chuckie?